You're listening to The Raw Reaction on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Welcome to the July 18th edition of the Raw Reaction. It is Angry Tense Item with my brother, Big Vic. Big Vic, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Yep, I am doing well, my friend. Joining us this evening from, you'll never guess where.
The Republican National Convention.
The city, the glorious location on the map where many people have gone and loved. Topeka, Kansas.
Oh, Lord.
That's right. Topeka, Kansas.
Well, I'm glad you're in Kansas. Speaking of Kansas natives, during Raw Reaction, I did see your man Bob Dole get called out. Very exciting, and I'm excited. I'm excited to know that it is official. The Republicans will get the White House back via Donald Trump. Did you see that tonight?
You know what? It's more than getting the White House back. It's getting our country back. This country has been led astray by, I don't want to use the term secret Muslim because that could be offensive to some, but our country has been led astray by some secretive, bitch guy.
To your point, Big Vic, it's almost like a brand split. People want us to be Raw and SmackDown, but we're really just one nation. We're just one big brand. We don't need to split into separate brands. We need to all be together. And you know what? We're going to be winning a lot, and I'm excited about winning, and we're going to be winning so much we're going to be sick of it. And what a breath of fresh air during our Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose main event to have Melania Trump give that beautiful speech. And what a beautiful woman. She should be one of the
I was watching on split screen. Oh my gosh. I had a massive erection.
She's a diva. And you know what? We all know Donald Trump is a WWE superstar. So we're watching our WWE superstars branch out all over TV. We're watching Brock Lesnar decimate a top 10 UFC fighter. We're watching WWF superstar Donald Trump go on to be president. Things are good. And you know what? Donald Trump is going to beat a criminal for the White House. And I'm excited about that because good will always triumph over evil, just like in the WWE.
Yes. So, this is going to be like the main event of WrestleMania. There's going to be
I want my brand split. I want my WWE network, and I want to see more robots get blown up. I want to see more robots get destroyed.
You know what? I agree 100%. I got one better for you. Do you remember? I don't know if you followed the news, especially Friday, but probably a little bit more than a year ago, yours truly, Big Dick, was broadcasting from the nation of Turkey.
Right, and there was a coup.
Yes, there was a coup. I was extremely disappointed in the timing of the coup because I would have liked nothing more than to, number one, broadcast Raw Reaction during the coup, and number two, take a selfie on a tank.
Well, you also would have seen, robots actually ended that coup. They didn't have people.
Yeah.
Literally, the robots talk sense. Yeah, the robots talk sense into the military and stop them, which was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was spent all of Friday night watching and say, damn, I wish I was in Turkey right now because I'd probably be out there taking selfies with the
and if you like robots, the robotic booking of the WWE tonight, I must say, what a way to start a show. And I was so excited about last week's show. What a way to start a show with the introduction of the new Raw GM and the SmackDown GM, and then really kill all momentum with the card they put together tonight. And just in my opinion, but I did like the first segment. I was surprised Mick Foley, who I believe was a TNA commissioner, was picked as the GM of Raw. I thought that was kind of an odd choice. And then Daniel Bryan is the GM of SmackDown, which I liked. I like that decision. What do you think of all that?
You know what? I think Mick Foley, he's been like the I don't know if he's been a commissioner or whatever. I think he's been a commissioner of Raw or WWE or something like that in the past. I feel like there unfortunately now there's too many titles. There's the GM, there's the commissioner, there's the chairman. There's too many official positions, and I get that the McMahon kids want stuff and they want it under them, and then you sort of have a buzzkill of having them lead each brand, and then name the commissioner with fan favorite WWE superstars.
Well, why Mick Foley? I mean, no one tortured Mick Foley more than Vince McMahon in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, I don't see how he would be in this position.
You know what? I think that it's, I don't know. I think that they probably figured, you know what? Let's get two WWE retired superstars who probably had the most impact on their careers with concussions, and let's put them in a position of authority just to show that concussions do not impact WWE superstars following their careers.
Right. Well, it's interesting nonetheless. I think the crowd was clearly behind Daniel Bryan. Do you think do you think Shane and Daniel Bryan could, in your opinion, make SmackDown more popular than Raw? Or is that just not possible?
You know what? I'd love to see it. It'll be interesting. It'll depend on the draft. It's gonna depend on the draft. I mean, they pull like AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, like a team like that. I think so. But I have a feeling they're going to split up. I see myself
sitting there for 3 years watching, you know what I mean? 3 years watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that it's going to depend. You know what? I mean, back when they first announced the split, Shane McMahon was saying as part of his position was, hey, you know what? We're going to have new camera angles, new ways of doing things. It really going to be new ways of doing things. There's just going to be a new logo. And maybe like new announcers.
Do you know
or is it going to be a real way of? Is it going to be something that's really revolutionary, or is it just going to be a Thunder, SmackDown, Superstars type of show?
I just thought I'd share with you this is the 50th year of Stokes.
What's that?
It's the 50th year of Stokes.
Really?
Where was Stokes?
Stokes is in upstate. It's New Jersey. It's like Stokes State Park. It's up in like northwest New Jersey.
What a shitty trip.
I don't know. I didn't mind it. I thought it was. I mean, it was one of those days where you look forward to it for so long that it was just sort of like, hey, here's like it's like a cool thing. It's like a memory. I liked it.
Anyway, you know, I guess, you know, we see the new GMs, and then and they both make their appeals to the crowd, you know, that it's all about the crowd and they're going to put on exciting shows. More rhetoric, and we get the rules for Tuesday night's draft. And the way the draft is going to work is the first pick goes to Raw, the second pick and the third pick go to SmackDown, and then the fourth, fifth, and sixth pick go to Raw, and then 2 picks for 3 picks follows to make up for the fact that SmackDown is 2 hours and Raw is 3 hours. So for every 2 picks Raw makes, 3 picks are for Raw, or excuse me, 2 picks SmackDown, 3 picks Raw, and then at least 6 of the picks that are made have to be NXT superstars. Interesting.
Yeah, and I have to wonder, is this going to be like during the show, like a live draft, like throughout the show, or is it just going to be like announced before the show and then they have matches to celebrate and shit?
I'm not sure. If I remember how the first one worked, which is where because remember, there's plenty of subsequent drafts where they did 5 guys just flipping shows on each side. This is going to be like the only true draft of 2002, where WWE will literally go pick for pick for pick. I would think that will go on. They'll probably do half of it, then maybe some matches, and then the second half of it, I would think. But, that's how WWE did it last time. They actually went guy by guy.
You know what? I'd like that. I'd like to see that. But I guess it depends what what is needed. Like they have pretty much everything figured out. They're probably arguing about little shit.
Oh yeah.
And between a couple of guys. But I think for the most part, they probably already have this figured out. They've been working on this for sure for a while.
What they did with the title tonight though is bullcrap, and that's how they're going to get 2 champions. And I was really bummed. They gave over a half an hour to the Ambrose Rollins match, and it winds up being a double pin. Come on, a double pin, which they just did a whole thing in NXT with Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe. They do the double pin angle, and Stephanie McMahon awards the champion to Rollins, but then the ref never makes a decision. Shane tries to intervene, the show goes off the air. So clearly, it's so transparent. Stephanie's endgame is she put the title on her show Raw on Rollins, and the first pick will be Seth Rollins. It's so clear. And then we know what Shane's going to do. He's going to say, well, in my eyes, you never lost the title. It was a double pin ruled by the referee, which is a draw, and you can be the champion of SmackDown. How much you want to bet it's going to play out like that? Such crap.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's probably the way it's going to be. And I don't know. I feel like Dean Ambrose is an awesome champ and stuff, but I don't know about him for the first pick. I don't know who the first pick would be for SmackDown. Maybe it'd be like Seth, or maybe it would be him and Kevin Owens or something as the top 2.
I can tell you who the first pick should be. I would give up my first 5 picks. So if I am SmackDown, I would trade picks 2, 3. First 6 picks. I would trade picks 2, 3, 7, 8, 12, and 13 to get Brock Lesnar at number 1.
Wow. But the thing is, the problem is, he's not, I don't even think he's on the list for available because, he's like the Undertaker. He's like the novelty. He's not on the pick list.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. I saw something today. I let me go back and see. I thought it was
Take with the number 1 pick. John
By
Cena?
the way, did you see? No, definitely not Cena. But I think that I think Kevin Owens would be one. I think that Finn Balor will probably be a top 10 pick.
He should be. He should be.
Yeah, it'll be cool. I don't like the way that if that's the way he's brought up. I don't like that being the way he's brought up. I'd rather have it happen have AJ Styles in the club standing over Cena, or have one of, I don't know. I want the debut to be like Hogan Bash Beach. It doesn't necessarily have to be a heel turn, but it has to be a big moment where he comes in and sort of says, "Hey, I'm a Bullet Club," or "Hey, I'm pro Super Cena." I feel like it needs to be a bigger moment than coming out on stage during a show. Who knows? I don't know how many people are watching it for a show, not knowing what to expect.
Do you think anyone, while they're waiting to be drafted, will be playing Pokemon Go?
I can definitely see. Our Truth, the Golden Truth, coming down to the ring accidentally in the first couple picks, but chasing after the little Pokemon Go guys to get Pikachu or Makachu or whatever. And you know what? They probably bring back some wrestlers like Tajiri and I don't know, some of the old time guys who will also either love Pokemon or be captured as part of the game.
What is Pokemon Go?
Ken, why don't you explain this to us?
Pokemon Go is a game for your mobile device where it will pull up a GPS-enabled map of your area, and it will show you where various Pokemon monsters are hiding, and you take yourself to that location, and you do virtual battle.
Really? You know what's interesting about that? Do you know how that? I actually know how that game works. The better you get at that game, the worse you suck in real life as a human being.
You know what? Actually, this weekend, I sort of participated in that game. I went out to the bar on Saturday night, and I was talking to some chick, and I'm like, yo, baby, I have some really rare Pokemans back in my place. Let's go capture them, huh? Needless to say, there was a little Pokemon going on a Saturday late night.
Pokemon.
Now see that. Now see, that's not that's not what I heard, Big Vic.
What did you hear, Telecap? This ought to be good.
I heard that she took a look inside your shorts and said, "Pikachu, I don't see you."
Wow.
Oh,
Pikachu.
That is brutal. I actually, I've thought about actually participating in this game and just putting all the Pokemon things like out in the middle of like a busy highway by my house, or put them like close to like an edge or. I mean, people are dying, and everybody's like, "Oh man, it's like a terrorist trick to get people to die." I'm like, you know what? I still don't think that ISIS is that concerned about knocking off like the low-hanging fruit of a society of 300 million people. I mean, if they were going to die doing this, they were going to die by sniffing too many paint thinners or have a box of calendars at their house fall on top of them from hoarding. I mean, these people are going to go anyway, whether it be chasing Pokemon to the extent of having a heart attack because they never exercise, or some other absurd lackluster ending. I think these guys were the people who are dying from Pokemon aren't exactly the best and the brightest out there.
Yes, I gotta agree with that here.
I feel really bad if anybody knows anyone who is impacted by the death as a result of Pokemon, but in reality, look at the person, take a good hard look, and unfortunately, I have a feeling that might be the sad truth.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I've had a draft rules here, and like you said, with the picks, that's pretty much spot on. Let's see who we have here for a draft. Interesting what they did with some tag teams. Some tag teams are split up, some aren't. You know what? Brock Lesnar is available. Wow. According to this list.
That's the guy right there, man.
Wow.
Guy.
You know what? I don't know, because I feel like he's a top 5 pick, but being just the fact that he's not around that much, I mean, he has his match against Randy Orton. Like, Orton will be a top 10 pick, too. I mean, you can sort of tell who the top 10 picks are going to be and who just, like, are going to get drafted later in the show. I just hope that they don't focus too much on, like, the top 10 picks and then just give lip service to everybody else and just do...
They might do what they did in 2002. They just show you on the website where they went.
Yeah, I would like that. I'd like to have it like a real, like an announcement where you have, like, the green room or you have everybody on stage for part of it. I mean, I think there's definitely ways to do it to make it more entertaining.
You know what they didn't do? They didn't. I didn't hear the whole conversation between the Ascension and Mick Foley, but I think they were explaining what the Wasteland has to offer to Mick Foley, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what? I missed that segment. I think they're not actually on. Oh, they are on the. They are on the thing. You know what? This could be. I don't mind the draft in that regard. You're looking at the list of tag teams. There aren't that many good tag teams out there. So, guess what?
Maybe this could be a career boost for the Ascension.
You know what? I think they need to dress up more like the Road Warriors. They could bring back that, what's his name? The guy who came out with the Authors of Pain. Paul Ettinger or whatever his name is.
Boring, man. Precious Paul.
Yeah, they should bring him out to manage them, and then the Authors of Pain should come up and fight the wannabe Road Warrior Ascension.
Oh, what a rush!
Oh, what a bad angle for the Ascension.
Oh yeah.
Did any appearances? His debut.
What's that?
Has Paul made any appearances since his debut, like a month or so ago?
Yeah, he got interviewed on NXT.
Yeah, but has he made any? Has he been on NXT or on any shows? Or
I think he was with them for their first match.
Okay. Nah, I wasn't sure. Because I know he came out and it was a big deal, and like, is this one off, or is he going to be out there forever? And I haven't really seen him.
I would assume he's with them, but I have a question for you. So we know WWE had a series of matches tonight. Was there anything more lazily booked than this 12-man tag match, Wyatt's and the Club versus Enzo, Cena, Big Cass, and the New Day?
You know what? That was it was sad, but it was true. And the worst part was, it was a typical ending of the match. AJ Styles picked up the pin, picked up the victory after some miscommunication between Enzo and Cena. And it was like the clothesline of death by Enzo, where he sloppily missed a clothesline, barely clipped Cena, and Cena sold it like he got freaking hit with a hammer.
Bobby Krause likes the horses.
Dude, BJ Krause, he loves the horses.
BJ Krause is the man. I love BJ Krause.
BJ Krause is like married to a stripper now.
Is he really? No, he's not.
He used to live in a building where it was all strippers.
BJ Krause isn't married to a stripper, is he? For real?
I don't think so. He's married to some. I don't know if he's married. I think he's with a chick he got knocked up.
Oh, BJ.
But he's in San Diego, so he gets to enjoy awesome weather 24/7.
You know, I think I found. I wanted to show this to Kevin. I found a video of you online that I thought was awesome. It's as good as I've ever seen you look, and you have a lot to say in it. Let me send it. Yeah, here you are. So, I'm really proud of this one. You are the guy on the right, and I know none of our listeners can actually hear this, but I think it's so important that you guys both get this. Hopefully, it's both of you get the link. You'll notice yourself on the right with the bald guy, Bobby J. Krause, on the left. But you're looking good, man. I like your gray shirt you're wearing with your little jacket. It's as good as I've ever seen you look, Beck.
Are you talking about me or Killer Kev?
You.
Okay.
You're in this video on the right. And like Jordan Garber, you had your stint in independent wrestling. I think this is as good as I've ever seen you look. But
nothing came through yet, so let's see what we got.
I sent the link to you guys, like through the Skype.
I'm having issues with Skype. Can you send it on Facebook to me?
I absolutely can. As I'm looking at pictures of Bobby J. Krause's significant other. But hopefully, Killer Kev gets to take a look at how beautiful you are.
Gorgeous, man, gorgeous.
Isn't that him? You like that picture of him?
He's a handsome devil.
He really is. I didn't know Vic was into the wrestling, but he totally is. But so I was not a fan of that 12-man tag match, and I thought it was interesting that a miscommunication between Cena and Enzo cost the match, and the Club took advantage of it. But the funny part about that match was the New Day just ripping the Club apart before the match, in which Enzo said AJ Styles' haircut looks like a soccer mom, and that Carl Anderson is more generic than Times New Roman. Oh man, that's funny. And the New Day just went and tore them a new asshole on top of all that. So very funny stuff. Carl Anderson is very generic. I have to say, and listen, man, the stories of New Japan Wrestling, man, like Nakamura has been has delivered. He's very interesting. He's different. He's really kicking ass down in NXT, but I have to say, I have been like Hideo Itami, who Kenta was the next big thing. I have been incredibly underwhelmed with Gallows and Anderson. They just do not look prepared. They're really bad. I mean, they're not prepared. They have a good
just try to book them in main event feuds, but I don't necessarily know they've had a signature win against.
Not even,
like they would have benefited so greatly from having the title.
They just don't look good. They look like I'm telling you, man, they look like two guys trying to be Kevin Nash, but they can't. Like, it just, Kev, am I missing something? Were these guys good in New Japan Wrestling? Anderson, Gallus? I don't see it at all.
They were awesome. And I don't know if everybody shares that view. I mean, I haven't watched WWE programming in several weeks now, so I don't know what they're actually doing. So I can't say whether, they're just phoning it home, whether writers or bookers or whoever's tell them to hold back or what.
Well, I find that interesting though, because here you have Shinsuke Nakamura on TV, just lighting the whole thing up. He looks awesome. He's probably one of the most interesting guys they have out there. And I don't see anyone holding back there. I haven't seen Finn Balor hold back for the last year and a half. So I'm really confused on the hype behind Anderson Gallus. Because I know.
Let me just say, you are dealing with two different universes there. We have to remember the drastic difference between the Ascension on NXT and the Ascension on mainstream WWE programming.
I understand that, but I've watched Luke Gallows in WWE suck. I watched him in TNA suck. Why was he good in New Japan Wrestling?
I think it's because he was part of an NWS crowd.
I want to hear Kevin's response to that though, because he has the experience on New Japan Wrestling.
I can't explain it. I don't have any explanation. I mean, I'm not seeing what you're seeing though. So.
But did Gallows look good on Japan TV?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or is it because he was just bigger than all the guys that were there?
No, he wasn't bigger than all the guys. Hell, there's some guys that are bigger than him, but.
Yeah, I just have not. Meanwhile, AJ Styles has been just unbelievable, right? I honestly, AJ Styles and Nakamura are the two best things probably on TV for WWE right now, which is pretty interesting. Which is what...
Kevin Owens up there, and sort of Seth Rollins, but yeah, I think you're right.
Did you see that video, Vic?
What's that?
Of yourself?
I did. I didn't watch the whole 27 minutes
That's
of it.
Gino Moore, baby. Gino Moore is a sexy man.
Hey, you know what? You don't know my repertoire.
Thank you, Bobby. Now, let me ask you a question, Gilcap. We're big into the indies here at Angry Marks. Have we ever, to your knowledge, come across Gino Moore?
I don't think so.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
I mean, I would think that he is... I would think he's tailor-made for us. You know? He seems like the type of guy we would come across, in my opinion. I'd like to see him on. I hope he's still...
I think that the club, they need a new stick, whether they actually bite the bullet and call themselves Bullet Club or call them the Gun Club or something like that.
The Gun Club?
But they need new members. That's the problem. Like, whether it be Finn Balor or Cena swerving and joining them or something like that, they need new members, and it almost needs to have like a feel of excitement. Because hey, you know what? If it's just them in a 16-man tag match wrestling with the Wyatts, that's not going to do it for them. I mean, they can have bigger matches, and put more time in the ring, and really tell the story.
Well, we'll see what happens there. You know, I got my mind on the independents right now and the dregs of the independents. Speaking of which, Killer Kev, whatever became of Bobby Starr, the most infamous guest in the history of Angry Marks?
I have no idea. We've not heard from him in a couple of years.
Do you think to this day that was still the best interview ever?
It was up there as one of the most unusual, we'll say that. I mean, I'll be honest, when we recorded that was what, 2010?
I was in the chat room. And I have to tell you, having been there, you knew something special was going on.
I mean, just recording it, I was just like, I'll be honest, I was pissed. Because it's not the style that we do interviews in, and somebody should have smartened him up, because we had other wrestlers from the promotion that he was in on as well, and it was fine. Somebody should have smartened this kid up and told him, we don't do interviews in gimmick, because it just goes over bad. And this went over about as bad could go.
Do we still have that in the archive?
Yeah, it's still in the archives.
Stevie J tried so hard to get something out of him.
He did.
Speaking of which, has Stevie J, and I think it may have happened, well, no, it happened last weekend. Did Stevie J bring up the Michael Page incident on Glove Up or Shut Up? I'm just curious.
I'm not sure.
He was the guy that cracked the Cyborg skull in with the knee, and then proceeded to do the Pokemon Dragon Ball. You guys didn't see that, did you?
I have no idea. I saw the clip of it, though. That was funny.
It was ridiculous, man. It was ridiculous. I've never seen anything.
Are you drinking milk out of a straw over there, Tenzai?
I think Big Dick's sleeping.
No, I'm not sleeping. I'm snorting.
Snorting what?
Snorting cocaine to keep me awake.
Oh no! Can we say that?
Well, yeah, we can say whatever the fuck we want, but
that's the beauty of Angry Parks. You can say anything you want to say.
But dude, cocaine?
No, I'm gonna do a bottle of Red Bulls pretty soon. I'm struggling right now.
Stay with us. We're about 2/3 of the way through.
All right.
I don't think there were any more matches you were talking about. I mean, the show was just building up tomorrow night. I mean, it really wasn't. You know, you had more Ryder build up with Rusev, and Rusev just killed Dolph Ziggler. There's no way Zack Ryder is gonna beat Rusev. It's not gonna happen.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Ryder's fucking jacked now, man. He reminds me of Eric Young, where he's just gotten really fucking jacked and got a beard.
You think he's gonna win?
You know what? I think so. I think somebody needs to spice it up a little bit. And Rusev, I mean, he's done a good job holding the title, but I think you need to take it off him every once in a while to give somebody else credit.
Well, we'll see. I don't see it happening, to be honest with you, but I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, am I wagering money on that? No, but I think that he's prime. Are they wrestling at the pay-per-view or wrestling on Tuesday?
They're wrestling on the pay-per-view.
Okay. That's a little surprising. I figured they would just use Titus O'Neil because they've been building him around.
Titus O'Neil's done.
Poor Titus. He's such a good father, too, but then he touched Vince.
We need more Big Dick on the airwaves here. That's what I think.
You think so?
I heard you're going to be doing the SmackDown show every day.
You know what? I'm going to be doing the SmackDown show, and I'm going to watch it every night, and then I'm going to do a new show on it.
Oh, that's nice.
I figure, you know what, that's going to be... Kev, is there somebody actually lined up to do the SmackDown show?
Yes, the SmackDown Rundown will be returning tomorrow night.
Wow.
After we finish recording the Undisputed Wrestling show, and it will be hosted by Mike Poulin and Doug Sudia.
What happened to Jeff and Ivan, or whatever his name was?
You're struggling too. Nikolai has taken a break from podcasting. He's currently out there just loving life and doing his thing. Jeff left the show about a year before that. He graduated college. He is now working on his two major passions. He is a professional chef, and he is working in a prestigious restaurant, I believe, in the Atlanta area. And he is also a independent artist and sculptor. He's had a couple of art shows in the last couple of years, so he's out there and getting it. So he kind of doesn't have a lot of time for wrestling anymore.
Well,
does he work at Big Papa Pump's Shoney's restaurant?
No, I think the restaurant is an upscale restaurant, and I believe it's actually owned by his family.
Okay.
So you didn't like me calling him Ivan?
Oh, I mean, no offense. I don't know who the fuck Ivan is, but
it's fucking Ivan, man.
I don't know how you get Ivan out of Nikolai.
Because I forgot his name, dude.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Volkov. Never mind. Okay, you're forgiven. You're forgiven. It took me a minute to get that connection.
Woo!
Oh, hey, speaking of which, he is now the five-time five-time husband, Ric Flair, got married.
Again?
Wow.
To his
Good for him. He's almost as bad as Larry King.
To the woman who served as his third valet in WCW.
Who?
Wow.
I don't remember her name at that point. I couldn't keep track of them all, but...
Wow.
Woman?
Flair.
Is it woman?
No.
Okay.
That would be creepy.
Alberto Del Rio just got married to Paige.
Did they
Really?
actually tie the knot?
I feel like Paige is knocking it out of the park with Alberto Del Rio. I think Del Rio could do better.
I think Del Rio's on top of his game.
I disagree.
Everything he does.
He should have went for Vicky Guerrero.
Sounds like an idea to me. No. Alberto Del Rio's the man. He could get Nikki Bella if he wanted to.
He probably could. He could probably get her sister, too.
I'm sure he could.
Both of them.
Women love Del Rio, dude. There's a way about him. He's Alberto Del Rio, but you already know this. But you already know that.
I do.
Well, I hope Paige is happy. She deserves it.
You know what I don't like? This show is focused on the draft and not so much on the pay-per-view.
It was all pay-per-view. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but it was also, it was sort of silly matches. But like, the important content of it was the draft. Like all the segments, it wasn't pick me first. It was, hey, let's do this match. That doesn't.
Vic, you got me tied up about 2 months ago. I'm still wondering what the hell happened to the League of Nations. I'm still upset about that.
You know what? They missed their chance because they could have had Kevin Owens. Instead, they brought in Wade Barrett. And
they were fine. The whole team was fine. They could have added Paige to it.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, and
she is a record for Alberto Del Rio, so she could probably lay down for like the women they were facing.
She is a ring rat.
She definitely is a ring rat, a well-worn ring rat, not a necessarily respectable one.
She's a ring rat, man.
She's been as much of a ring rat as Kelly, I feel. But you know what? Del Rio's gonna settle it down. I think he's gonna put the clamp on and say, you know what? Like you're mine. It's like I'm taking a step down and marrying you, and I'm sure you won't slut it up next time you get drunk without me.
Well,
I don't know. How did you like the Sami Zayn, Owens, Jericho, Cesaro little matchup?
I didn't. I thought it was mailed in.
Yeah. The problem is they have every single wrestler has their spots they need to get in, and I mean it's tough. It's like having a 4-man tag team match. Everybody got to get their spots in, and it's just one right after the other little spot monkeys out there.
I pleasure myself to Stephanie McMahon theme music.
Really? You know what I pleasure myself to? Cesaro giving people the big swing.
The big swing.
The big swing.
That's nice.
Where Cesaro swings people around by his legs. That is entertaining.
WWE needs to bring up Sarah Lee from Tough Enough.
Tough Enough on right now?
I find her to be incredibly sexy.
Sexy thick or sexy?
Just sexy. We need her up.
No, Tenso, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
SmackDown every Tuesday night. Are you going to be a regular watcher of SmackDown off of the bat?
Off the bat,
right
yes.
away.
But I don't see more than 4 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can see it starting to get sort of cheesy. And besides, your wife probably get pissed that, like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You're downstairs 2 nights a week now. Like, that's a little much.
Well, when we're on the air with Ivan and Nikolai doing the SmackDown... Wait a second. Did Killer Kev say Mike Poland's doing SmackDown Rundown? Who yes. I love, by the way.
Yes, I did.
Where does that leave Impact Implosion?
Impact Implosion is moving to Thursday nights because TNA Impact is moving to Thursday nights, and you're still going to get Seth Draken and Mike Poulin on Thursdays now.
How does Seth feel about that Mike Poland's kind of like cheating on him?
We'll have to find out on Thursday night, won't we?
Don't you find that kind of to be like a little bit, like, I'll tell you something, I would not do another show in this network without Big Dick. I just wouldn't. We're a tag team. We are the Steiner Brothers. No, that's a bad example. We are the Legion of Doom. We are Demolition. The only way you can have us is if we're a team. It's just the way it goes.
Well, I mean, they work independently of each other. I mean, Seth Draken does his monster crap movie reviews every week without Mike.
Why are you saying it's crap?
No, that's the name of the show, Monster Crap, because he reviews crappy monster movies.
It's really called that?
Yes. It's kind of the play on Wrestle Crap.
Well, if the movies are crappy, why would anyone want to listen to his review of it?
Because they're so crappy, they're good. Or sometimes they're so crappy, they're crappy, and you need to be warned why you shouldn't watch it. But I mean, really, we were gonna name the Impact Recap show Impact Crap, but we got a little bit wiser to that. We thought there was a little too much crap out in the podcasting world, so
I just question Poland's motives here.
What? Poland loves wrestling. He also does the pay-per-view preview recap. Good grief. The Ring of Honor pay-per-view preview podcasts.
I hear what you're saying, buddy.
I'm glad one of us does. Jeez.
I just want to make sure that my man Seth Draken his feelings aren't hurt here.
He's not hurt. He's okay.
He better be. I got my eye on Poland. I like Poland. You know that. He's my boy. I think he's a good dude. But if I find out that he's doing something to hurt our friend, we're gonna have a problem. Well, I don't know. That's all I have for Raw tonight. I don't know, Vic. Anything else you want to talk about? I'll take that as a no.
He's right. He's doing another line. Hang on.
Anything else you want to add for the network before we get out of here?
No, I don't have anything to add. Tomorrow night, Undisputed Wrestling Show, 9 p.m., where we may be in a little bit of a flux as to who's hosting, and we may be in a little bit of a flux as who's going to be on. So you're just going to have to tune in and find out what we've got on tap.
Dan
wow,
Severn.
I could even be a special guest. That could be great.
We got Dan Severn tomorrow night, the Beast.
I want to interview Mr. Hunt from the other end of Blockbuster or Brock Lesnar's knockout.
We're not getting him, but we will have Dan Severn tomorrow night, and then 8 days from now we will have Ken Shamrock, his arch rival. That's a big one for us. It's gonna be fun.
Wow. Now, is SmackDown going to be on Tuesday nights on USA also?
Yeah, same channel.
Okay.
It's gonna be amazing.
On the bright side, I won't have to change the channel on my TV ever.
There you go. Let's keep it on straight through. Well, guys, excellent night, excellent show. I enjoyed the banter. We'll see you next week. Big Dick, thanks for joining us. Killer Kev, thank you for your production values. And thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next week for Big Dick and Angry Tensai. More to come. Killer Kev, take us home, baby.